Hello, I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC, and I'm back with a tip. Today's illuminated point. So, this is the last of the decade series. We are at the 70s, and yes, people, folks are still working in their 70s. So, I don't necessarily have anybody that I'm going to interview because I really didn't know anybody in their 70s. So I just thought I'd end it with just talking a little bit about, why people are still working in their 70s. What does it mean exactly? So I think the folks that I've talked to and people who are still working that I've happened to either been prospective clients or clients have said, one, they enjoy working, and what work does for them is it really keeps them connected, and they enjoy learning new things, but things are not necessarily new. And that's what I call institutional knowledge, because if you've been in the work for 40 years, 45 years, you've acquired institutional knowledge. And so what people think is new is not necessarily new, because you did it like 25 years ago. And they're, oh my God, we've got something new. And you're like, no, that's not new. We did that 25 years ago and it didn't work then and it's not going to work now. So tell me why you think it's going to work. So part of that is really, when you've been in a particular career track for that length of time, you are institutional knowledge. So, people are like, hey, I'm coming with all this expertise and experience, so I'm going to continue to work until, such time I no longer can, and then I'll retire then. Also, that's one piece. Another reason is people are not prepared. I talked to a prospective client who was really not prepared to retire and was going to have to work into their 70s. And ideally, for them to get what they needed to live off of, they were going to have to work. So preparation is really important. And I've been really screaming this and talking about it, which is have a plan. I call it a retirement plan, but have a plan. If you can start in your 20s, that is gravy. But if you can't and you start later, it's okay. Just start. Create a plan for yourself. Because this is the thing. There's a guy that I follow named Van Mueller. And Van is amazing with asking questions. Amazing. And so the point is to inspire people to really think about what it is that they want to do. So when I'm talking about a plan, I want to inspire people to think about a plan, because ultimately, you know what you want to do for retirement and what that looks like for you. However, the question is, how do you get there? How do you get there? And if you're going to get there, what does that mean? Probably means you need a plan. And whatever that plan looks like for you, just put something in place. Because, in your 70s, you're older, we're living longer. However, in living longer, health comes into play. So some of this is you're going to continue to work, or you have to work. However, that's all dependent on how healthy you are. So if your health is an issue, can you really continue to work if your health is an issue? So because we're living longer, we've got to be sure to take care of our health. And so in taking care of our health, I'll say this. Every person is going to have an opportunity to be in the hospital at some point in time. Period. Whether it's a major surgery, it's a minor surgery, you're going to hit the hospital for something. And if you do, are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for being impacted by going into the hospital, having to pay that hospital bill, and maybe having to pay that joker out of pocket? Do you have the funds to take care of that? Or if you have something that's major, whether it's chronic, it's critical, or it's terminal, do you have something in place to make sure that your family is not negatively impacted by that type of illness? And so those were the three things that came to mind when I'm thinking about the 70s, and I'm sure there are more. However, for the most part, people are just working. What used to be your 60s retirement, now it's the 70s. And I've I know people are just like, yo, I'm a still work until I can't because I enjoy what I do, or like I said, I got to work, or they're looking at, health wise, it allows me to be able to do these things. And so if you're in your 70s and you're still working, hopefully you have a game plan in place. And if you don't, you still got time. You can still put something in place to make sure that you're taking care of what you want to take care of in the long run. And so that's my 70s. I'm ending my decade series with them. And that's pretty much all I have to say on that. I hope you got something out of this. I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC. And until the next time, have a great day.